Today, I will talk about the Las Vegas football team's decision to select running back Ashton Genty in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. As a sports commentator, I'm here to provide relevant information. At this moment, there is an exceptional opportunity for fans. If you would like to win a shirt from running back Ashton Genty, all you need to do is contribute $5 while we are live. The winner's name will be announced on Friday, May 30th, so stay tuned to find out if you are the lucky one. If you're unsure how to make the contribution, if you're on your mobile, the button will appear very clearly. Just click it and you're all set. If you're using a computer, click the three little dots that appear on the screen and a menu will open. You should select the appropriate option. We have the number 2 shirt from Ashton Genty, which is really impressive, and I want to thank everyone who has already tried to secure the athlete's shirt, as I'm convinced that he has a brilliant future ahead. He has all the qualities to become one of the greatest running backs in the history of the team. And I'm not making this statement lightly. I have great respect for the exceptional running backs who have played for the franchise, but this athlete can really stand out. Now let's look at why the Las Vegas team chose Ashton Genty. The first reason is that he was the best athlete available. It's worth mentioning that Genty was a player who caught the interest of other teams. There seemed to be significant movement for his recruitment. For the Las Vegas team, knowing that he is a rare talent is highly relevant. Although this expression is often used in drafts, Ashton Genty truly stands out as someone capable of making a difference. When a team has several gaps, the best strategy might be to look for talent like this. Furthermore, many experts considered him the top prospect in this draft. We know that Genty excels at running between the tackles. The biggest question lies in his effectiveness as a receiver. But the fact that this was not widely demonstrated in college does not mean he lacks this skill. It probably just indicates that it wasn't necessary for the college team. Therefore, I see Genty as the best option available, and given the success that this approach brought to the team last season, I recognize that there's a new administration now, but the team made it clear that they intend to go after the best athlete on the field. As for Ashton Genty, I understand that he's a running back, but he is also the central figure in football in this draft. Moving on to the next point, another team has an urgent need. Certainly, the running back position was a critical gap in the roster last season, as well as one of the main reasons for the underperformance of the offense. The quarterback's performance also played a significant role. However, by acquiring the best running back in this class, not just the top one, I would argue that Ashton Genty could be among the top 5 running backs in the NFL today. I wonder if Genty is not the standout running back in the league at this moment. I recognize that we haven't fully seen this yet, but imagine if I'd said last year that a specific player was the best in his position in the league. The answer would have been, we haven't seen that yet, and I wonder if we will have similar debates about Genty. Moreover, the Raiders had an average of 79.8 rushing yards per game last season, which was the worst performance in the league. With only 3.6 yards per carry, they also finished in last place in the NFL. However, the team's management worked hard throughout the offseason to ensure that Geno Smith would be in top form, and Ashton Genty will be a big support for him. Genty has the potential to be a valuable addition to the team, especially under the guidance of Chip Kelly. Looking at running back Genty, it is clear that he will help the offensive line. Additionally, Brennan Carroll, who serves as the running game coordinator, justifies the team's choice when considering various factors. This decision was a significant and pressing need for the team. So here's a question I want to raise, which will be central to today's episode. How many rushing yards will Ashton Genty accumulate next season? After this break, I will share my projection for Genty. I'm predicting 293 carries, 146 yards, 4.8 yards per carry, and 12 touchdowns. This is my expectation for Genty's performance on the field. Some people might look at these numbers and consider them a big responsibility for a rookie, but the reality is that you don't pick a rookie in the position where the Raiders selected him, with all those gaps building around him as they did in the draft, if you don't plan to use him extensively, and certainly this will be a team that will make significant use of him. The last time I recall a truly standout running back prospect was with someone like Saquon Barkley, and even the year Ezekiel Elliott was selected, he got 322 carries right from the start. When there's that level of talent, it's natural to get the ball, and as long as he's on a rookie contract and in good shape. He will have many opportunities next season. Now let's move on to the next reason, which is probably the most relevant about why the Raiders chose Genty. They were truly prepared. Relationships are essential. Looking at the Raiders, it is clear that the organization, whether in free agency or the draft, sought to bring in players they trust. They worked hard to acquire athletes who they had really studied. I can say that among the 32 teams in the NFL, the Raiders were the ones who dug the deepest into Ashton Genty. They had a top 30 visit, a formal meeting at the Combine, and a visit on Pro Day. The general manager and running backs coach at Boise State's Pro Day were the only ones who committed to Genty. Additionally, they were the only ones who dined with Genty and Boise State's head coach after Pro Day. It's understandable that many wondered what the team's decision would be. There was much speculation about Kelvin Banks and doubts about Armanu. I believe this is because the general manager had in mind that all he wanted was an athlete like Ashton Genty, and the fact that he was still available. There will always be concerns when selecting a running back so early. But think about how carefully the Raiders have been meticulous in every move they make. Do you really think someone as smart as the general manager wasn't aware of the risk? Don't you think he knew the risk of opting for a running back instead of an offensive lineman? Someone who values the trenches. That's how the Raiders trust Ashton Genty, and I believe that's the most important reason why he was selected. Before we dive into other reasons for the new number 2 running back to be here, if you're looking for a shirt, the Raiders place significant importance on performance in the trenches, which reflects their confidence in a promising player. This self-assurance was an important factor in their choice during the draft. Before we explore the various reasons behind the arrival of this new running back to the team, it's worth mentioning that there are options available for fans. There are shirts for sale from various players, and for those specifically wanting the new athlete's shirt, there are links dedicated to that. In a recent discussion about the most popular draft shirts, the new player came in 4th place. I honestly expected him to reach the 1st position, as that would indicate the level of support he receives. The excitement from the fans when his name was announced was palpable, especially due to the uncertainty about this pick. Therefore, if you want to support the new addition, consider checking out these options. Moving on to another reason that leads me to believe the Raiders decided to sign him is their pursuit of a more physical style of play. The league often follows certain trends, and after the Eagles' victory over Kansas City, I reflected on how the Raiders could benefit by adopting a similar strategy. It seems that the Raiders are truly trying to emulate the philosophies of teams like the Eagles and the Lions, prioritizing robust and physical football that tends to succeed in the later stages of the season. With the arrival of new players, an adjustment period is natural, especially in September and October. However, if they find their rhythm in November and December, opponents will undoubtedly face difficulties when playing against the Raiders. As fans, we often debate the need for a quarterback who can perform at a high level, but what if the Raiders decided to take a different approach? Instead of going for a quarterback at the star level, could they consider a strategy that emphasizes a balanced team capable of overcoming the challenges? Additionally, think about the many times we've already discussed the need for a competitive quarterback. What if we concluded that it's much harder to find a quarterback as exceptional as the stars, since that simply doesn't happen? What would be the best way to perhaps beat them? Let's keep them on the bench. That's exactly what the Eagles did. If you look at the Super Bowl losses a famous quarterback had, the first was against a team led by a star. How did they behave? They were aggressive, won the trenches, and tried to impose themselves. And what did the Raiders do? They made sure to get a really strong defensive line during the draft and free agency, prioritizing that from the start. They also worked hard to strengthen the trenches because they know that by keeping their quarterback protected, they'll have a good chance of success. In this way, the Raiders are investing in a solid offensive line to ensure their quarterback stays healthy. However, analyzing what happened last year and how a quarterback faced challenges, it's clear that the opposing team always tries to have more defenders. They seek advantages in all positions. Moreover, they found a missing piece. Despite some bold picks, the goal is always to recruit players who can make a difference. I believe that by choosing a new running back, the Raiders are trying to recreate some of the impact that standout players have had on their teams. And just like other teams tried with certain athletes, the Raiders seek to establish a physicality that will be felt in every game. This is the football identity they want. They intend to play football that commands respect, as it has recently proven effective and already demonstrated its ability to overcome great opponents. The team is preparing to adopt a robust style of play that will be evident in each confrontation. This is the type of football they want to implement. The intention is to cultivate a strong mindset, which has proven effective in recent times, especially against opponents with notable stars. This strategy is what motivated the signing of a new athlete. There is a significant reason I want to share shortly. I'm excited to inform you that our update season will begin on a Friday in May. The schedule will be announced on a Wednesday in May, and we plan to produce a video to detail this. So, stay tuned for this announcement. Last season, we did game simulations, and we will continue that tradition. One exciting new feature for the fans is that we will have more live broadcasts. This time, we are improving our approach from last year, but this will be the format of our schedule. You'll notice that Fridays and Mondays have been chosen as the days for our sessions during this preparation phase. I'm also approaching an important personal event, and we are trying to organize our schedules. Some dates may change as the situation evolves because unforeseen events happen. But don't forget, Friday in May marks the beginning of our season. If you're excited to see this team in action, it will be interesting to follow their performance. So remember to follow us. Also, I would like to emphasize that we will still have live broadcasts on different days of the week. Therefore, it's crucial to stay updated on the news. Now, let's get to the crucial point. I consider certain players to be essential to forming the team. These athletes show up every day and are ready to give their best. When you're part of this team and face challenging times, you need to rely on people who are true pillars for the team's development. Players who can prove their ability to contribute to a project, because I believe the leadership is focused on building something lasting over a specific period. And I believe they will adopt a similar approach to a university program. It's something you've probably heard about regarding the importance of development within a structure. The ability to learn and adapt to a system is critical. It's clear that they're not just looking for talented athletes, but also those who are willing to commit. When the key players are there putting in the effort and dedication, it motivates the rest to follow the same path. That's why this decision was made. Therefore, this is why I believe the team made the right choice. He stood out among the available options and fills an important need at running back, which will bring benefits to the team's offense. They conducted thorough research and are confident in this choice. The result of all the analysis they conducted throughout the season. College football has shown promising results, and although some teams didn't go very far in the playoffs, they shined during the season. This type of play stands out in the decisive stages. And to build a true program, players who are those cornerstones are needed. This athlete is fundamental to shaping the group. There exists a particular approach to football that usually intensifies the tackling aspect during the months of January and February throughout the majority of the season. Moreover, when looking to build a sincere program, it is crucial to include individuals who act as core players. One specific player meets the criteria of a core player. Each of these elements plays a role in the choices made by a team regarding the selection of this player in the draft. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders, and don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Jalen Milroe, one of the most dynamic young quarterbacks in recent college football history, has officially signed a 3-year contract with the Las Vegas Raiders, marking a bold move for the franchise as it looks to reshape its future. The signing, confirmed earlier this week, signals the team's commitment to infusing new energy into its offense with a player known for his dual threat capabilities and leadership. Milroe, who starred at the University of Alabama, garnered national attention during the 2023 college football season with his explosive playmaking ability. His blend of arm strength, speed, and composure under pressure made him one of the most intriguing prospects coming into the professional ranks. Throughout his collegiate career, Milroe demonstrated a consistent ability to turn broken plays into big gains, drawing comparisons to top-tier NFL mobile quarterbacks. His signing with the Raiders is seen by many analysts as a calculated gamble. One, that could pay off handsomely if he adjusts quickly to the speed and complexity of the pro game. The Raiders in recent years have struggled to find long-term consistency at the quarterback position. By bringing in Milroe, the organization is betting on raw talent and upside rather than relying solely on experience. The 3-year deal is widely considered a show of confidence in Milroe's potential, while also offering the team flexibility as he develops. With a coaching staff ready to build around his strengths and a system increasingly favorable to mobile quarterbacks, Milroe could thrive in the NFL environment if given the proper support. Fans in Las Vegas have already begun buzzing about what the future might hold with Milroe at the helm. Known for his fiery competitiveness and work ethic, he enters a city and a franchise hungry for success. While questions remain about his readiness to start from day one, there's little doubt that the Raiders view him as a central figure in their long-term strategy. If Milroe can translate his college success into the pros, the silver and black may have just found the cornerstone they've been searching for. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.